evening. It was Evan Archer. Can we get that applause going? Welcome to the stage, Evan Archer!
Hello, my name's Evan, and I'm an alcoholic. No, it's Friday nights. I'm pretty nervous about performing because I'm not even supposed to be here. It's just me and my buddy thought it'd be funny to swap places for a day. So I'm doing his stand-up comedy set, and he's covering for me at the orthopedic hospital. He told me break a leg, and I told him definitely don't do that at my thing. It's like super frowned upon. Nah, I'm not smart enough to be a doctor. The only PhD I've got is a pretty huge debt. Yeah, it's tough, you know. The winner of Cherry Comedy's competition will be this year's Breakout act. Last year's Breakout act was your man who tunnelled out of Mountjoy prison using a spoon. It's great to be performing here tonight with so many fantastic comedians who right now are secretly hoping I do a little bit shit. But walking out to the gig tonight, I passed a van with a sign that said, "No tools kept in this van." Now I don't know about G, but when I see a sign like that, I immediately think, there's some expensive tools in that van. So after the gig, I will be outside selling power drills. I like living in Dublin, sharing an apartment with my housemate, although she does prefer the term girlfriend. My girlfriend gets to have sex whenever she wants, and I get to have sex whenever she's done watching Bridgerton. Leads to some pretty kinky stuff in the bedroom, you know. We'll role play where she's like British nobility and I'm a young Irish stable boy. Except she gets too into the dynamic, so instead of having sex, she just starts taking all my stuff. I was actually going to use those 6 counties. I don't mean to be jabbing at the English, it's just that, you know, they fucking deserve it. But my girlfriend, she thinks that I've got irritable bowel syndrome, and I have to let her think that I do, because she just cannot find out that I'm in there betting on virtual greyhounds. Like, I hate animal cruelty, but I just love gambling. No, I don't have IBS, I just have a typical Irish diet. A rake of deli food, a heap of Guinness, and then once a week at 11:30 at night, I'll eat 9 slices of toast over the sink. I have an addictive personality though, I have a lot of vices, you know, coffee's my latest obsession, and I didn't even drink coffee until I turned 30. Now though, every morning, I literally cannot function until I smoke some crack. I get road rage too, you know, shouting when I'm stuck in traffic, which does get me in trouble with everyone else on the bus. It's also why I was fired from driving a hearse. Yeah, apparently not a good thing to be an overtaking undertaker. I'm trying to work on myself though, so I started going to therapy, you know. The only problem with that though is because I'm an Irish man. When I walked into a therapist's office and they said hello, I went, no, honestly, I'm grand. Therapist told me I had severe trust issues, and I just thought, you fucking would say that, wouldn't you? Therapy is a strange dynamic, you know, because like the longer I'm unhappy, the more financially secure he becomes. Like he's incentivized to keep me at least a little bit mental, you know. Like surely it's unethical that he's telling me to smoke weed, and it's definitely a conflict of interest that he's selling it to me, you know. You want a therapist that's already financially secure, you know, because like if their office is above a Domino's pizza, you're going to be walking out of there with some new trauma, 12 sessions paid in advance, and a large pepperoni. Like when my therapist found out his kids needed braces, I started finding out about trauma I didn't even know I had. I'm walking out going, I never realised how badly my mental health was suffering from me going through the menopause. And like the thing about it as well is that I know that I need therapy, you know, because like I have really bad self-confidence and just self-doubt and stuff. Like I kind of struggle to make eye contact. Although that's not an awkwardness thing, these just aren't my glasses. But your man will tell me, like, he'd be like, Evan, you know, you need to believe in yourself before others can believe in you. And also, your therapist's office is upstairs. This is a Domino's pizza. I'm trying to work on my physical health too, you know, like improve my diet, lose a bit of weight. And that pause, that's where a nicer audience would have gone, no, Evan, you look great, boy. Where I signed up for that app, HelloFresh. You know, you pick out meals and they send you ingredients with instructions on how to cook everything. It's basically just eat with extra steps. Like if you went to a mechanic and instead of fixing your brakes, you just went, give it a go yourself, boy. What's the worst that could happen? But I could give myself food poisoning, and then on the way to the hospital I could go, my fucking brakes don't work. I start the recipe and I make on to step 1, which is make the mash. Chop potatoes, boil water, add potatoes, cook, drain, return to pot, add butter, milk, salt, pepper. Now there has to be someone Irish working at HelloFresh because they've labelled that step 1 the same way I'd say I'm going for 1 pint. On to step 2, get prepared. Straight away, kind of sounds like step 2, should have been step 1. It says, meanwhile, chop the carrots, parsley, mushrooms. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to have been doing all this other stuff. You can't tag on important information after the fact, just because you use the word meanwhile. That's like meeting someone on a night out, going home with them, and then the next morning going, meanwhile, I have AIDS. Step 3, brown the chicken. Place a pan on medium-high with oil. And I'm just admiring the vagueness of the whole thing at this stage, you know? Like being pulled over for speeding and the guard going, well, we caught you going above the speed limit. Well, Garda, I'm actually sitting at the back of the bus here. There's your man up top of the steering wheel you're after, I'd say. Then there's a tip that says, notice a strange smell from your chicken. Don't worry, that's due to packaging we use to keep it fresh. That's not a tip, that's a deeply concerning statement. Oh no, I just have all the symptoms of AIDS because I'm so healthy. I am 100% saying AIDS too much. I'm going to leave it with you there before you start to think I have it or something. But you know, I genuinely don't, I'm positive. Dermina Margaret.